Run, Ed, run. Happy Pride, y'all. Oh, shoot, that was last month's sermon. Sorry. But Pride is every day and not just 1 month. But after the wonderful, loving response I got from my last service, I thought I would just take a moment to psychologically manipulate you back into that mindset of loving acceptance. For those that have heard me speak on multiple occasions, I usually include a quote from songs that are speaking to me from my playlist at the time. So I am super grateful and happy that the music team could help me share a couple of those songs with you today. It's always a great addition to the service when we have so many musicians involved with such great talent. Reverend Kelly, which it feels so weird for me to call her, but she and I did not intend to have the Wheat River show for you this month, but here we are 3 weeks in a row that you'll be getting us. We also didn't plan our services or topics together, but we do occasionally share the same wavelength after 20 years. So while I'm not having you meditate this week, hopefully you can still leave here with a peaceful feeling. There is a lot of chaos and uncertainty in the world right now, and I know many of you, like me, are feeling that in your whole being, because like the song last week, but in the opposite, it works. When there's turmoil in the world, there is turmoil in the country, and in the home, and in the individuals. I saw a quote this week that read, "Being angry all the time is exhausting and corrosive, but not being angry feels morally irresponsible." And so I want to take you back to what was said last week, that you can take a break from being angry, from fighting for your morals, from protecting your loved ones. Peace in the world cannot exist without peace in individuals. So take a break from the anger and let others take up the mantle for a moment, recharge, and jump back in. And while I've alluded to the chaos in the national political scene, and it is other places too. Internationally, there are multiple wars being fought. Closer to home, we have political races that could change how some of us live our day-to-day lives, how our kids are taught and treated in schools, what health care we have access to, hunger and homelessness due to inequity in a system fraught with corruption, greed, and ignorance. And even closer, while I hope it's not chaos, change is coming in this building too, as we set to welcome a new minister next month. And don't worry, I'm sure Alyssa's not going to come in and change everything at first. And we have some old timers in charge, like Jimmy, to look out for us. But things will be different when she gets here. It's easy to want to fight against changes, uncertainties, and inequalities, sometimes with violence and anger and hate in your words. So now is a good time to re-explore your morals. What are the things that you value? If you subscribe to the UU principles, it is worth and dignity for all, justice, equity, and compassion, respect for the interdependent web. Some others could be kindness, generosity, charity, and so many other of our values. And I think I lost a page. That's good. What you value and what your values mean to you are what makes up your responses to the world. And so as you reevaluate them, think about the responses to what are going on so that you don't end up reacting to a situation, but you respond with your values. And that way you won't later regret an action that you took because it goes against what you believe in. How you act is contagious. How many times have you had a bad day turned around because someone was extra nice to you? And how many good days have turned because of a bad interaction? So as we go out into the world that's full of anger and chaos, let's keep that in mind and be that extra nice to somebody. And yet, with all the chaos and everything in the world, every Sunday when I walk through that door and I see your wonderful faces, no matter what's happening outside of this place, I hope. In this place, we find joy and laughter. We find good role models for our kids. And so while I work for positive outcomes this November and with the school board and with my rights they may want to take away, and all the other things that we work for, this community will be a source of hope and love, no matter what happens. I encourage you to take those feelings of hope and love wherever you find them, and reflect them outward, wherever you may go. Take your morals with you. The social justice ministry has ways you can take action. You can volunteer somewhere that's in line with your morals. Remember your random acts of kindness, compliment people, have caring responses, and be a little more like love. If we can all do that, we can make the world a better place every day. Thank you.